I'm just doing a testing to see if you can hear me. Hi, 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 hey, hey, hey. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Most of the people that watch my thing is who subscribe. So if you're new here, of course subscribe. Feel free to comment and press the like button. I'm trying to get those numbers up. So the last video, I don't know what the last video that you probably saw is like me getting prepared and on the day I think for the NCLEX, and your girl's a licensed RN in the state of New York. In the state of New York, I passed. I passed. A whole lot of tears and boogers and whatever. I passed. Listen, just taking a minute. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Let me get comfortable. So I wanted to let y'all know. I think I jotted this down. Hold on. Let me. Okay, great. So I was gonna just give y'all some tips because I got help from YouTube. Like I YouTube everything, like what I should study. I was gonna say who I should study, but what I should study, like different sites that you can use and books and question banks or whatever. So I was like, let me pay my thing forward. Let me give my 2 cents. So what worked for me, right? What worked for me could work for you, maybe not. But I figured, let me help somebody else because a lot of y'all helped me, and I'm truly grateful for all those videos that I've been to watch. And I think I really was just doing it for as a form of entertainment, trying to get away from studying at the time when I should have been studying. So yeah, so this is my journey in taking the NCLEX, the NGN-NCLEX. Now, that being said, everybody knows as of April the 1st, they're doing the new generation NCLEX, so NGN. So you have like different types of question, bow tie, drop box, matrix, and all sorts of stuff. And that really kind of just, it made my anxiety even more. Like I was sweating bullets because I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? But like I said, I kept watching videos. Persons sites were talking about it, like how to answer the questions when you get these type of questions. And really and truly, even though like hearing about those questions, it made me anxious. Nothing terrified me more than select all that apply. If you know, you know. Select all that apply. And it's such a shitty little class. I hate it because if you're answering the question and, for example, three of the options are right, and you just happen to pick an additional one that is wrong, you would get the question wrong. And I'm like, that's so unfair. But based on what I read, what I watched with the new NCLEX, they do like a point system. So say you answered three out of the options that's correct, and then you answered like an additional one and it's wrong, they would like deduct a point. So you still get, some marks, so to speak. And I thought, well, that's fair. I think that's fair. To me, it seemed fair because, it's not black and white. Anyways, so what I used, I've been out of the game for a minute. 10 years to be exact, since I graduated from nursing school, and I have not practiced since. That's a whole different story. So I was pretty nervous. I was like, oh my god, do I know anything? Do I remember anything? Like, what am I going to do? Do I have to start back from one? So initially I bought the Saunders book. I didn't bring it in here with me. I bought the Saunders, I think it's the 9th edition. And let me tell you, that book is thick. That book is like, it's like this thick. Like you know the book. You can Google it. That book is thick. When I got the book, it was so heavy. It was so much pages. It intimidated me. I'm like, I'm never gonna get this. I'm never gonna get through this book. I know I'm never gonna get through halfway of this book. And it's not my learning style either to just sit and read. I was like, what am I gonna do? You know, I was lost. And again, it was YouTube that helped me. I was watching all these videos on what people use, and they did mention the Saunders book along with some others. And what stuck out, and y'all should know this man, Mark Clements. I kept hearing his name, and I'm like, huh? What? Who? And I looked for his audios. I couldn't find him because it seems as though they keep taking him down. I don't know if it's like contraband or something, but they keep taking him down. And I don't know, I buck it up, I find it. I found the 12. I got the printout of his notes, and they're somewhere about the place. I printed them out. I separated it into 2. I had like 1 to 7 in a folder, and I had like 8 to 12 in a folder. So I started listening to him. I listened to him at work. I listened to him on my way to work. I listened to him when I'm coming home. I listened to him when I'm at home. Like, I listened to it over and over and over, and he taught in a fun way. Like, his lectures weren't boring because I could listen to it over and over and over and over, until like I could just regurgitate what he was saying. It was like, you watch your favorite movie and you just know it line by line. That was me with the audios. So that really helped. Like, he really helped. He broke it down. He explained what does best, first, most mean, which really, it was really helpful in taking this exam, because if I had just like read the books and taken the exam, I don't think I would have passed, because of how they phrase and set up their questions, right? I don't think I passed. But he was a major help. I'm telling you, he was a major help. Some of the things I do realize were outdated, because, in the world of science, things are always changing. There's always new research. So, like, some of the values would be, like, off a little bit. But at least the core, the basis, everything kind of remained the same. So because I took notes, like, I had, like, for every lecture that he mentioned, like, I did a whole book. This was my book. So when I started listening to his lectures, like, I wrote a book. First book. I wrote a book. So I jot down, like, when I'm listening to his lectures, I would pause it, and I'd write, and I'd highlight, and I'd draw. Like, can you see this? I don't know if you can see this. The little Kush man. Everybody should know the little Kush man, right? Yeah, so I did that. So that was like the basis for me, but of course you need more. So my second thing that I used to help me study was Simple Nursing, another man in my life. So this is Mike. So I use Simple Nursing, and he, just like Mark, it's my teaching style. Like, they made it fun. He made it fun. He had the visual, the visual aids and the little memory tricks. And if you watch his videos, you'll see that him and Mark, they're not very far off in terms of some of the memory tricks that they use, except for the ABGs. I really like Mark's ABGs. That really did help me to remember the ABBA and the BAB. That really did help me. But yeah, so Mike from Simple Nursing, thank you. My hat's off to you. Thank you. So Simple Nursing really, really, really is what got me through. I watched his videos on like the different systems or diagnosis, and I made notes again in my little book, and those are what I studied and I read. And then I realized he had a question bank. No, I'm gonna tell you, you were a question bank you want to use. Girl, never have no money. I had no money. I'm like, my pocket's empty. And when I went on Simple Nursing, I realized it was more affordable. So I'm like, gotta go with Simple Nursing. So, I really wanted to go a U World because everybody raved about U World, and I was like, this must be good. This must be good. This must be good. But I just didn't have the money, and I think they have like what 2,000 questions, and they say that you're supposed to take like at least 1,200 or like 1,500, and your average needs to be like 60 or something like that, and that would ensure you getting like a really good score, grade, or whatever, pass in the NCLEX. So I really wanted to take that, but I didn't get to. So once again, I was practicing simple nursing. So I signed up with Simple Nursing. I did their 60-day subscription. Yeah. And he had like 2,986 questions in the question bank, almost 3,000. And I was like, this is cool. This is good. So I'm getting like more bang for my buck, and I'm paying less. I'm like, this is a deal. This is a steal, right? Right. So I use a Simple Nursing question bank, and once again, they had the video rationales that really helped me. Differently from reading, you could also read, because even for the wrong answers, they gave you the reason why, and of course for the right answers, they gave you the reason why. But they also had the visual, the little video to explain the rationale, and that really helped me. And at first, I was not paying attention to the rationales, and like they say, pay attention to the rationales. Pay attention to the rationales. So I did that. So I use Mike, I use Mark, and I use Simple Nursing question bank. And I did at the end, I did like 1,980 something questions, and my average was 70%. And even when my average was 70%, I still did not feel confident. And that was just me beating up on me. I still did not feel confident. I was like, I don't feel like I know enough. I don't feel like I studied enough. Yada, yada, yada. So, yeah. So that's what I used. I used Mark and I used Mike. I did not read the Saunders book. I opened it twice. I did not read that book. That book is brand new. My name is not even in that book. It is like on my entertainment stand, and that's where it is, and it's gathered a lot of dust. It's pretty much in brand spanking new condition, so I'm gonna have to give that away. But that's all I used. Oh my god, 1 minute. I'm so sorry. My bad. I'm watching something and it just got real interesting. But yes, so that's what I use. I use Mike and I use Mark, and I did not use the Saunders. I did not open another book. I did not Google anything. That's just all I used. Those were my sources, and it worked for me because I guess it was auditory and it was visual, and I made my notes. So I reviewed my notes. I reviewed it several times, and I wrote down, of course, the little memory tricks, and I went over it. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. So that's what I used. I don't know if it will work for you. Some people, they have like the drug book and the Saunders and question bank, and and it's whatever that works for you, because everybody's different. Everybody learns different, and that's okay. But that's what I use. I'm telling you, this grace of God, grace of God, grace of God. All right, so on the day.
I'm so sorry, guys. I had to cut the video short. Please check out part 2 of this video for my experience on the day. Thank you for watching.